What's going on, guys? In the works, and today we are playing some Fuse, which is a demo that actually I think should be coming out today for Xbox and PS3. But this is a game I was actually really interested in. Unfortunately, it is only out on the consoles, but it was enough, I was interested enough to fire up the old Xbox and download this demo and give it a whirl. And if you're asking yourself, what exactly is this game? Essentially, it's a third-person shooter, which is pretty obvious from what you can see in front of you. The typical cover-based shooter, similar to maybe like Gears of War, Rainbow Six Vegas, those types of games. It feels a lot like Lost Planet mixed with a little bit of Gears in the Mass Effect realm, if that makes any sense. I know there's a lot of comparisons there, but it's a lot like Mass Effect, the way the guns and the mechanics and stuff like that work. Which is an awesome thing, because I really love me some Mass Effect. I really enjoyed that series, even though it did end on kind of a sour note, I think. But Mass Effect as a general whole was a really, really good series, a really, really good atmosphere. And the nature surrounding this is it's kind of like those games, but it has like the Borderlands feel in it, because there's a lot of customization you can do with a lot of your weapons, and it's really teamwork oriented. And I've always liked third-person shooters. They've always been a game that I always try out. I played a lot of Gears of War back in the day. I really like Ghost Recon, and that's a third-person shooter, so I don't know what it is. I've always liked games like this. And Insomniac is a really good developer. They did Spyro, if you remember that game from back in the day. They did Ratchet and Clank, so they've always been typically a Sony developer. They've definitely broken away from that lately, but let's take a look at some of the customization portions I was talking about. You can see that there's like skill trees and stuff, and I didn't know that that was going to be a big facet of the game. I didn't realize that they were going to have a skill tree similar to like Borderlands in the game. And when I finally came across it, I was like really impressed, because I was like, okay, this is something I can get behind. Because it does present you with a kind of an avenue for customization, and that's a big thing to me. I like leveling up, I like skill trees, I like stuff like this. I think it's a lot of fun. It gives you some variety if you ever want to play back through this game. And like I was saying, this is a very teamwork-oriented game. It's not like this huge multiplayer game or anything like that. You can play with 2, 3, 4 friends, and it's really about pushing forward, learning how to blaze through maps and stuff like that. I think this will actually end up having a lot of replayability. It's hard to tell from the demo, though, because the demo was a little bit short. It's only, I think you go after this part right here. This is like the climax of the demo, so if you do check it out, this will probably be the last part you get to. But there's a lot of cool things in this game that made me want to play it. And Insomniac's always been a pretty stellar developer in my eyes. I think they've been pretty solid throughout the years. They don't really put out a lot of duds. That says a lot for a developer, because I think even good developers have their bad games every now and then. But the biggest question I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking is this going to be a fun game if I didn't like Gears of War, if I didn't like Mass Effect style of gameplay? And I think it probably will. I think that everybody will find a little bit of something here to enjoy, be it the customability of a lot of the guns. I mean, there's a lot of different classes you can actually start with. The guy I picked was, I think, the rifleman type thing, and he actually starts off with the sniper, and then the secondary, you can see I have like a fully auto assault rifle. But there's various different classes, stuff like that. There's a lot of different things you can do with each of the fuse weapons, which I think is actually kind of neat. I like the skill tree portion, though. That's what was the big selling point on this particular game for me, is I'm really big in the skill trees, as you see me go down right there. I'm really big in the skill trees and stuff like that advance the gameplay, that takes it beyond just the customization of your actual weapon to the point where you're actually customizing your abilities, your armor stuff. And you can take a pretty big beating, and it's kind of surprising. You see me catch on fire multiple times, and I can roll to put it out. So that, little things like that are what I like in games. Just the small minor details of a game are really what sells it for me. So is this game going to be worth trying out? I definitely think so. So if you have an Xbox or PS3, go download the demo and check it out. I think it's a lot of fun. As you can see there, I'm hitting him with my sniper rifle, and you can actually detonate those fuse rounds as they hit him, and it gives you like a little secondary explosion. That's just one of the small little cool things I liked about this particular class. So it's going to be a lot of fun to fool around with a couple of the builds. I'm actually kind of excited for the full release, though, because I've always been a big fan of third-person shooters. I don't know what it is. I like Ghost Recon. I liked Mass Effect a lot. I played probably way too much Mass Effect, more than I would ever like to admit. But hopefully you did enjoy this short little look at Fuse. A pretty fun game overall. And if you missed it in my past videos, here's the chance to catch up. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.